Welcome to TSR 5 in 5. For those of you unaware, late last year, TSR turned 5 years old, and we are celebrating by counting down our 5 favorite albums from that period of time. Joined, as always, by Roz and Rito. Welcome, boys. It's been a pleasure as always. We are getting close. We are at number 2. It is Vampire Weekend's Only God Was Above Us. So, Vampire Weekend, they broke out huge in the early 2000s with their kind of preppy, slight indie rock. You know, they were known just as much for how they looked as how they sounded. And then Rostam left the band, and then they made a down album, Father of the Bride. By all consensus, users and critics score, before Only God Was Above Us, Father of the Bride was their down album. Not bad, but definitely their worst effort. Now, by all accounts, it's those same scores. Only God Was Above Us is their best. So, talk to me about how you feel, you know, about a band's ability to bounce back like that and the aura around this album from that ability.
Well, it's a great question, right? Because you think of how many bands they hit those downward slopes and they just don't recover. Like we know how, like just thinking out loud, it's just like like Foo Fighters. They never really came, Arcade Fire. Like they hit like Pink Elephant is absolute hot garbage. Even everything now is
It was pretty hot
it's
garbage.
pretty hot garbage.
Couple of good songs.
Couple good songs, but it's a testament to the skill and of this band to get to a point further in their career. I mean, the guys are they're not spring chickens by any means, and then having this kind of comeuppance and having their best one,
Yeah.
like you don't see it. So it's just really an amazing effort, and it just really it's a big takeaway to this album. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like when I think I'm probably the biggest Vampire Weekend fan here, so I know the most about their backstory. But like Rostam, who left the band after Modern Vampires of the City, and then they had Father of the Bride, like everyone was just like, "Oh, Rostam was the band." That
Yeah.
that's like what you can't come back from losing a band member. It's
Yeah.
not it's not artistic vision, it's not skill. It's you've lost the band member that, makes everything happen.
Yeah.
But obviously that turned out not to be true. And for me, it's this is like it's kind of aloof and whimsical, and but it's a love letter to their previous 4 albums. It takes all the good of their previous 4 albums and combines it into this pinnacle for the band in terms of their output to date. Doesn't mean it'll be the best when it's all said and done, but there's so much greatness in here, and it's kind of because they took everything they've learned over the 15, 20 years that they've been a band.
Yeah. I think I can kind of piggyback a little bit off something you both said in that this album almost felt like a bit of a crossroads for the group, right? Like,
Yeah.
are they going to follow up?
It's like a make or break.
Exactly. Are they going to follow up Father of the Bride with another, 70s kind of type effort that, keeps them going, keeps them touring? Or are they going to come back, stronger than ever? And I think it just really shows their artistic integrity, digging into what they were good at and then, adding on to it and giving this whole new sound. I just think it shows, the depths of their artistry and, they can dig deeper into their bag of tricks. And one thought I've always had about, musicians and just bands in general is, you have a band that starts in their early 20s, and so many times, like their first or second album is always thought of as their best. Like you mentioned Green Day earlier, so they're on my mind. Like everybody looks back, like Dookie is the best
Yeah.
one, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I've always thought, like, imagine still being young in your 30s, 40s, and it's consensus that your album from 10 years ago was better than anything you ever did, and you're never going to touch it again.
Pretty disheartening,
Yeah.
hey?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always thought, like, as an
Playing
artist,
old hits, like we don't care about your new music.
exactly, like
Yeah.
as an artist, what does that do to you mentally to be like, nobody likes my new stuff. I have to reinvent myself or come up with stuff that's better. And I think it's awesome that they were able to do it on this
No.
record.
Without sacrificing what they were doing. Like
Yeah.
it's really sounds just like their old, like they didn't change everything just to try to reinvent. They just were like, nope, we know what we're doing. It's just we're learning things from the previous four albums, and we're
Yeah.
ready to take all those lessons learned and deliver our best.
Yeah, it took bits like you're saying there as a band as they keep going. Do you keep rehashing your old flame, or do they some of them just get spidey and go a whole different direction? Like I'm going this way, and then it bombs completely. So for them to be able to take elements from everything and bring it all together into this album is just yeah, it's been great. It's awesome.
Yep.
Fantastic. Let's dive into the lyrics here, which, as always, are a huge part of an album's success for me. And I think what nails it really home for us is we're all millennials, as is Ezra, and he sings about a lot of things. Even though he's super, obviously, like uber rich, he can relate to the issues that are ongoing with our generation. Like, the ability to there's war everywhere, and it's like we're growing up in these pandemics, or we can't afford a house. Like everything is supremely relatable, and he finds a way to talk to the audience about their issues without like sounding pretentious or sounding like he doesn't actually give a shit. Like the couple lyrics that stand out in my mind is, you don't want to win the war because you don't want the peace,
So true.
and
Good one.
you always wanted money. Now the money's not the same. It's just like
Yeah.
they really just hit home, and you're just like, neither of us are sitting here as like in like a lot of issues or anything like that. Like there are people way worse off than us,
Yeah.
but our generation is struggling in a lot of ways, and he found a way to kind of deliver that message. But he's also like uber sophisticated and
Yeah.
like using these like historical and cultural references without sounding pretentious. Like
Yeah.
it's really like he has to be one of the best writers, particularly from a male perspective, like one of the best writers I know. Like we always talk about Lenker and Mitski, and you mentioned Molly
Yeah.
Rankin. It always seems like when we talk about these great emotional writers, they're female, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But he's got to be within that conversation in terms of like modern day male writers. The lyrics on this are amazing.
100%. I gotta just say, the sophistication of it to not be preachy. Like he delivers it with a gentleness. You know what I mean? Where I've had complaints in the past where these rock stars, like Dave Grohl's bad for it. Just
Yeah.
like it's like, come on, man. Like it's just so it seems so artificial and so fake, but you're not getting an ounce of this on this album. No, it seems so genuine and from a place of care and actual issues that are people that are afflicting people, and yeah, it's just he delivers it in a great way. So it's good.
He's very indie coded. Like he hasn't lost that from
Yeah.
Yeah.
his early like touching on the issues. And yeah, his intelligence is off the charts. I mean, it's one of those albums where it's very easy to pick out what he's actually saying.
Yeah.
But like in my head, I still try to dissect some of the stuff he's saying. I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? It sounds cool, but I don't know what it means.
Like talking about like wars and
Yeah.
like countries and like cultures and these like subgroups of people, but like while just writing things that are just like you millennials, you got it pretty tough.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
Full falsetto voice. It's just like,
yeah.
man, it's like
it's the total package.
it's like an angel coming down and just telling you that the world sucks, basically. Right?
Yeah, and speaking of his voice, you just segue into the instrumentation on this and like how important he is. It's like of all the things that they do on this album, they could not be Vampire Weekend if he didn't sound like he sounds.
Oh man, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
You put in a bunch of other male singers, and this album or their product is not the same. It's beautiful. It's not like really auto-tuned. This is just kind of what he sounds like. He's blessed with an amazing voice.
I can't even believe he hits some of the notes he does, like
Yeah.
on the register, and it's just his voice is amazing, and the way that they use his voice and they contrast it with the backing vocals and everything, it comes together in such a beautiful way, and that the layering, like it's man, no, the it's. I just want to really speak on the musicianship in the array of elements and instrumentations that these guys use.
Yeah.
I mean, you got brass, you got strings, you got the piano, you got all this stuff going on. The technical aspect of how they use amps and pedals on their guitars to make it sound like things you've never heard, like uh, Capricorn has this in classical, especially that they're just using guitar. It's like, what is that instrument?
Yeah.
And it's just it sounds that you don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so unique in that way. It's really really
Yeah,
impressive.
they've expanded out beyond what the traditional musical output is for a rock band, and they found like these other cultures, kind of like in a way that Blur just or sorry, not Blur. Gorillas just went to India to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
deliver the mountain. Like they're going outside the normal boundaries of like this North American culture and finding different sonics and different ways to approach their music, and that's why they stand out amongst everyone. And it's so cool. And I also want to just mention is Ezra's decision on Father of the Bride to kind of lead it by himself. Like his drummer and bassist didn't even record the album. They were basically touring musicians from the last album.
Yeah.
But bringing them in, I think kind of reined them in a little.
Yeah.
He's just like, they're like, let's get back to what Vampire Weekend was. We're not trying to make this, opera type
Yeah.
crazy thing. It's like, let's just focus on doing what we do best and making our best album that's within the Vampire Weekend universe.
Mhm.
And it's so critical. You can kind of feel their fingerprints on it as much as Ezra or their
It's the
producer.
balance. Like it's not the Ezra show, right? Like you don't want him to like because a lot of these like savant talents that they're just so amazing that if they get too much control, then it goes completely off the rails.
Mr. Kevin Parker.
100%, 100%. So you can't let the genius go amok. You got to kind of rein them in, and it's the perfect way to describe it. And they do it on this one. So
Yeah. They don't rest until they're content with something new being added. Like as you listen to the track list, song after song, just they bring a new element by new element, just sprinkle it in there either silently and then it comes and it's a big part of the song, or it just comes and then it fades away and you don't hear it anymore.
yeah,
Whether it's you said the brass or frequently used piano. My mind always goes back to the Mary Boone performance.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
Like, I just think of everything that had to happen to bring that to light, to make that performance come to
Yeah.
life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All the, oh, let's try this. Oh, that sounds cool, but what about, you know what I mean? Just that process and how they ultimately got there is
You'd
incredible.
love to be a fly
Absolutely.
in the room on when they're making this, like the decisions they make. Like you don't hear these orchestral instrumentation breakdowns. Like there's just like one song that just end on like a 30-second violin.
yeah.
It's just like, and it doesn't feel out of place. It's like
No.
that's really cool.
And again, it's just like this like kind of heavy 90s like drum break is like just leading the charge on
Yeah.
it's just it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Another point too, like we talked earlier about what are we on, like thousands of albums?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There's still a lot of
8,000
music
ish.
here. It's
Yeah.
There's really not much that sounds like this album.
Nothing.
It's
You know
so
what I mean? Like it,
Yeah.
insanely. Yeah.
all the added elements, separates and
Yeah.
differentiates it in
Yeah.
various ways.
It's almost like cinematic. It's like,
Yeah.
it's very special.
It's very much like a critic's music lovers album. Like you're not going to hear Vampire Weekend on radio hits, maybe outside of like A Punk or something like that, which they
Yeah.
made probably like 20 years ago at this point. But like
Yeah.
this album, like you can't just tell anyone to dive into it. They're
No.
gonna be like, what the hell is?
Yeah, well,
It's
there's-
very brash. It's
Can't
obtuse.
beat
It-
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe Prep School Gang Theory.
Yeah, like there are a couple of songs that are like okay, but like it's very very different. But that's what separates them. They are able to do stuff that no one else can even think of.
Yeah. I mean, if good music is all about listening to something that really makes you sit down and think and just really just enjoy it, this is the personification of that,
Mhm.
right?
It's an excellent vinyl experience.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
like
yeah.
just
It's
listen
it's
to all
fun to backer, man. You got to sit
Yeah.
down and just take it in.
I would say another no skips album for me. Like
100%. Yep.
it's
Nope,
just
I agree.
it's the highs are so high. Like we got the Capricorns, the Mary Boones, the Prep School Gangsters. Like they're so good that I almost can find myself just wanting them to play over the other tracks.
Yeah.
But then especially if I'm listening to it maybe too frequently, but I had probably stopped listening to this album for like a month or two heading into this process because I really wanted it to hit.
Yeah.
And it ended up like I listened to it like 2 days ago and I was like, holy shit.
Such a
it's
treat,
so
hey?
good.
Yeah,
It's
preparing for this.
so good.
Preparing for this has been great. And it's funny that you say that because you obviously have like your favorites. And then you like, for me, I fixate on my couple favorites. But then when you listen to the quote unquote filler tracks, they're still so good on their own
Yeah.
too. So it's like the full package just hits you like a ton of bricks.
I love Surfer. Sneeze.
The Surfer-
Oh, Surfer's
that's
sneaky.
sleeper, man. That's
Sneaky,
I,
yeah.
I was literally thinking that when I listened. I was like, man, this one, I completely
Such a
forgot.
different vibe
Yeah.
than the other good ones.
But it
Yeah.
fits in.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. It's a bit of everything,
I
right?
think in a way, like we mentioned how you think like Molly ties together always. Ezra is like the pinnacle of that and tying together all these different things that they do.
Definitely.
And you know, we've kind of morphed our way through the topics here, but I just want to give a shout out to Ariel Ricksheed. I don't know if I'm saying it right. It's a name I can't say, but he's the producer and he's been with Vampire Weekend since Modern Vampires, and he shines as a producer, and like he's delivering like 20 plus instruments himself. He's almost like an
Yeah.
honorary band member at this point.
Like the fifth Beatle.
Yeah, and like they bring in, I think it's like 15 to 20 different
It's a huge undertaking, man.
yeah.
Like be in I find if we're talking production now, it's the fact that he can find space for everything and not make it a giant fuddled mess. Like every bar of this album, like there could be something going on, and it might just be fleeting, and it could be a little synth hit, or his voice might echo in a certain way, or the orchestra or the choir might come in, but it all fits so perfectly. It's an absolute masterclass in production and
Very
and arrangement.
tedious. Like
It's gotta be.
meticulously.
It's got to be just like second by second, just go stitch it together. It's super impressive how much they're fitting in these songs.
Just like a great effort. Obviously, we're here at number two. It's like it's our only 9 ever as TSR. Like aside from older albums,
Reviews.
Yeah.
like reviews, it's our first ever 9.
And it's the only one we've all ranked end of year number 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over our 5 years, like it was
Yeah.
unanimously our album of the year. Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic, man. What's your favorite song?
Mary Boone.
Mary Boone.
So say Mary Boone. I just I keep going back to Connect.
Connect.
The Connect
Yeah.
is so beautiful, and the piano going down the line,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just his vocal on there, like the falsetto he's hitting, and just I always go back to that, even the live performance of it. Like it's just
That's the one they did on one of the live
Yeah,
late
yeah,
night shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might have been Colbert, and if not, I'll edit it into the right one.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful. But like I feel like I could have picked like I have Prep School Gangsters, and you have Capricorn, and you have Mary Boone. Obviously, there's like so many good ones, man. Like it's just
Well, that's what makes it. There's a reason. This is the cream of the crop, right? Like
Yeah.
we could all pick a handful of songs on any of these albums, I think, and be content to walk away and be happy with it. It's just such a good album, man. Full of banger tracks that really, it differentiates itself from not just within this genre, just music in general. It's funny you said it. That no one sounds like them. I actually did search. I was like bands that sound like Vampire Weekend,
Yeah.
and you see Reddit threads, and they're like, you might like this or you might like
Yeah.
this, but nothing does sound like them.
Yeah.
It's like you can get nuances and be like, if you like Vampire Weekend, you might like these bands, but no one out there sounds like them, which is
Yeah.
a rare thing to say. There are very few bands that you can say don't sound like
stand on
them.
their own. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah.
I think if we're staying true to our structure here, I think we agree on the X factor. It's that production, musicianship, uniqueness that they bring to
Yeah.
their sound. Like, I think
Yeah.
we're all here gushing over it.
I
I
think
call
yeah,
it a wealth of knowledge.
yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I was gonna say just their experience as a band. Like they're crafty vets. Like they've come in here,
Yep.
they can use their strengths and put out this banger album so far into their career. So
Yeah.
that's just experience and skill over time, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah,
Absolutely.
just like their sophistication from the lyrics, their worldview, just they've gathered so much through the 10 to 20 years, and this is the full display of it. This is like, their greatest album to date, and it really does show. And I think that is it's the wealth of knowledge that they've gained over those.
It'll be
those years.
real interesting to see what they come out with next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
have you are they worked? Do you hear any rumblings of it?
No, but they're like a 5-year gap band.
Yeah.
Like 2019 was Father of the Bride. Before that was 2015 or 16 was Modern Vampires. They're like a 5.
as it should be.
And this is kind of like what makes his lyricism so good too, is because you can tell he's just like taking all 5 years to figure this
Soaking it
out.
all in like a sponge.
Like
Sitting there with encyclopedias.
Like he is probably writing from the minute they finish, but like he's like not ready to go in the studio until he's really happy with what he's
totally,
written down.
totally. And I'll tell you one thing. I always joke about him being an actual vampire because he looks 20 years old and he's like 40,
Yeah,
like early
42.
42. But if he comes out in 5 years at 47 and still looks like that, that is proof he is a real vampire. He's actually a vampire from the 1800s. All right, guys. So listen, that's number 2. If you had to go back and re-rank this album, what would the score be today?
For me, I got it at a 9.3. A couple of the others.
I have the same answer as last time. It's a 10.
10?
Nice.
10. Damn.
Nice.
I'm tickling the 10. Mine right there is a 9.8. Very, very high up there.
Again, I will say I don't mean it's perfect.
No, I get it. I got you. No,
For the listeners out there, not so much you guys, but yeah, it doesn't mean perfection. It has everything.
100%.
On that point, it's a little side topic for us.
Yeah.
You see that thing Pitchfork does where it's like their perfect 10
Yeah.
and they get like band members to come on
yeah.
and give their perfect 10. One thing, and you said this in your reel, how, nostalgia or period of time really, music needs time to grow and mean something to you over time. I've noticed that almost every person that gets on there and gives their album always has like a story from their past
Yeah.
as to why
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I grew up on this, and when I was a teenager, I listened to it every day, and it really does. I really feel like it does make a difference to, that stepping stone. It's your personal experience.
Yeah, no, totally.
I get this
100%.
like I find I get this a lot. Like if you're out and people know what we do and we talk about music and the one question that constantly comes up is what are the tens or what are the best albums? And it's just like I don't want to just rehash and tell you to go listen to In Rainbows by Radiohead. What I mean by a 10 at that point is that any music lover should listen to this album. And obviously it hits home for me. I wouldn't
Mhm.
give it a 10 if I didn't absolutely love it.
Yep.
All these ones I'm giving 10, they're no skip albums. I absolutely love them. They hit home for me personally, emotionally. It might not for you, and that's the best thing about
No,
music.
exactly. No, exactly. No, it's a great methodology. No, I really like that. 100%. But yeah,
Oh,
guys.
9/8's nothing to shy
There's no
around
shot
about.
of it. I think the only note I ever had in that album is that if like Hope was just a bit shorter, it's like 8 minutes long and repeat, you know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
it's obviously so beautiful, but it's way up there. Like I only have like a couple true 10s in my head, but again, that's probably also personal experience.
Everything's
Pushing it to
gonna,
that 10.
yeah,
Maybe with time it'll hit a true 10, but still all these scores are pretty damn good, guys.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
absolutely.
good. So there you have it. That's our number 2, guys. So we have one left, and I'm curious to know if anyone out there knows what it might be. But until then, you're gonna have to wait and then tune in when we drop it. And for now, too sweet.